The search for the killer of Charlie Kirk in Utah has gone in a 24-hour period from "we've got the guy" to a picture of the guy it might be.
America, we have some major updates on the Charlie Kirk assassination case, and what I'm about to show you might piss you off a little bit. The FBI just released some surveillance photos of their person of interest, someone who carried out what experts are calling a quote-unquote professional hit of one of our most prominent conservative voices. But here's the most absolutely sickening thing. While law enforcement is desperately searching for this assassin, liberals across social media are literally celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder like it's Christmas morning. We're talking about a coordinated campaign of pure evil, celebrating death of a husband, a father, because they disagree with his politics.
All right, some breaking news to bring you now in regards to searching for the suspect involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These two images were shared by the FBI Salt Lake City X account.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story perfectly illustrates how far the left has fallen from political opposition to celebrating political assassinations. We're dealing with pure demonic behavior here. Let me recap what we know about the assassination. Charlie Kirk was speaking at Utah Valley University when a sniper positioned on a rooftop took him out with a single precise shot from a high-powered bolt-action rifle. This wasn't a random campus shooting. Former FBI agents are calling this a quote-unquote professional hit. The shooter demonstrated military-level training. They conducted prior surveillance, gained rooftop access, established a sniper position 450 feet to 600 feet away, took one calculated shot at the upper torso because the tent was blocking Charlie's head, and then vanished without a trace. They had opportunities to create mass casualties, but maintained their particular discipline.
There is a degree of expertise. There is no doubt in my mind this person is to some extent a professional. This was a professional hit by all accounts, especially by the fact that he had an opportunity to discharge that weapon multiple times randomly, but he chose to stay on target.
Here's my take on the assassination. We're dealing with somebody who's been completely radicalized by the left's dehumanization campaigns against conservatives. The person who's been fed a steady diet of conservatives are fascists, they're threats to democracy, they're literally Hitler for so long that they genuinely believe political assassination is justified. They've been programmed to see people like Charlie Kirk not as a fellow American with different views, but as an existential crisis that needs to be eliminated. Now let's talk about the FBI's person of interest. They just released two surveillance photos showing somebody in a black baseball cap, dark sunglasses, wearing dark clothing. This matches the initial reports of the shooter that was dressed in all black.
We are asking for the public's help identifying this person of interest in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. It includes the 1-800-CALL FBI number and then a link to digital media tips.
Here's what's significant about the FBI releasing these photos. Initially, they said they weren't going to release any images because they believed that they could find the suspect on their own. The fact that they're now asking the public for help tells us that they may have hit a dead end in this particular investigation.
Yeah, and this is interesting because when we took the press briefing earlier, one of the officials stated that they were not going to release their video or any identity.
The FBI has received over 130 tips so far, but the person is still on the loose. They recovered a high-powered bolt-action rifle in a wooded area where the shooter fled, and they're analyzing it for fingerprints and other forensic evidence. They've also collected footprint impressions, palm prints, and forearm prints from the scene. What's particularly concerning is this person appears to be college age and could blend in with the college environment very easily. This fits the profile of a radicalized student who's been indoctrinated by the leftist professors and social media that believe violence against conservatives is not just acceptable, but necessary. But here's what really exposes the evil that we're dealing with here. The reactions from the left to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Within hours of the news breaking, social media was flooded with liberals celebrating the death like they just won the freaking lottery.
Well, I just saw the video of Charlie Kirk getting his box boomed. I mean, boomed, like, gone. I have no issue with it. You know, the clown always comes back to bite.
Stoked right now? You want to know why I'm so fucking stoked? Go ahead and Google Charlie Kirk. Go ahead, read the latest headlines and you'll see why I'm so yes!
I'm talking about thousands of posts, memes, and comments expressing joy that a husband and father was brutally murdered. They're calling it karma, saying he got what he deserved and making jokes about his assassination. This wasn't just a few fringe lunatics. This was a coordinated celebration of political murder by mainstream leftists. This is what the liberal hive mind has become, a demonic collective that celebrates death when it serves their political agenda. They completely abandon their humanity in service of their ideology.
By the sword, die by the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights.
They become so consumed with hatred for anyone who disagrees with them that they literally cheer when those people are killed.
We don't know if the suspect is also the person of interest here on your screen. You would assume that's it, but again, just separating facts from what we know so far. We're expecting an update later on in the day.
Think about how dark and cold you have to be to celebrate a murder of somebody you never even met, someone who just is exercising their First Amendment rights on a college campus. Charlie Kirk wasn't threatening anybody. He was engaging in debate and discussion. He was trying to educate people about conservative principles. The celebration of Charlie Kirk's assassination perfectly illustrates the liberal hive mind mentality. They don't think as individuals anymore. They think as a collective. When the hive decides somebody is an enemy, every member of the collective automatically adopts the hatred without question.
On one hand, I was praying for assassins to come back, you know what I'm saying? So on the other hand, how can we hire this nigga to get exactly who we want? Like, he was so close. Now, just try harder, you know what I'm saying? Look at the pamphlet we sent out.
They've been so programmed to see conservatives not as fellow Americans with different political views, but subhuman enemies who deserve to die. This is exactly how genocide starts, with dehumanization campaigns that makes one group see the other less than human. The mainstream legacy media has been complacent in this dehumanization. For years, they portrayed every conservative as a fascist, as a Nazi, as a threat to democracy, as an enemy of the state. They create an environment where viewers generally believe that people like Charlie Kirk are so dangerous that violence against them is justified.
Effects because, as we were just talking about a moment ago with Alan, after one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
I must admit, I'm at a loss to guess as to what happens next.
And now we're seeing the logical endpoint of that rhetoric: political assassination followed by mass celebration. This is what happens when you spend years telling people that their political opponents aren't just wrong, they're evil and need to be eliminated.
Charlie Kirk got shot and he's dead. Finally, somebody with a gun, which is almost everybody in the fucking states, grew a pair and went and shot somebody on the right side. Thank you. Can we keep this up, please?
The fact that thousands of liberals are openly celebrating a murder on social media shows you exactly how far they've fallen. They've lost their souls. They become exactly the kind of people that make political violence possible. People who have abandoned basic human decency in service of their own political agenda. What we're witnessing isn't just political, it's spiritual. This level of hatred, this celebration of murder, this complete abandonment of human decency, this is demonic. There's no other way to describe it. When you look at the assassination of a husband and a father and feel joy instead of horror, when you celebrate the murder of somebody because of their political beliefs, when you completely dehumanize the half of the country, you cross the line from political opposition into something much more darker. This is what evil looks like in the modern world. It doesn't always come with horns and pitchforks. Sometimes it comes with X accounts and college degrees, celebrating murder while claiming moral superiority. The liberal hive mind has become a cult of death that celebrates violence to anyone who won't conform to their ideology. They've abandoned every principle they claim to believe: tolerance, compassion, human dignity, in service of their political hatred. America, we're not just dealing with political differences anymore. We're dealing with people who have lost their way of humanity, who celebrate murder, who see violence as an acceptable tool for silencing opposition. The FBI needs to catch this assassin before they potentially strike again, but we need to recognize that this assassination didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened because the left spent years dehumanizing conservatives and creating an environment where political violence is seen as justified. Every liberal who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death, every media figure who called conservative fascists, every politician who said we were threats to democracy, they all have blood on their hands. They created the climate that made this assassination possible. Charlie Kirk died because he believed in free speech, open debate, and conservative principles. The best way to honor his memory is to continue fighting for those principles, especially when it's dangerous. To the liberals celebrating his death, you've shown your true colors. You've revealed yourself to be exactly who you claim to oppose. History will judge you accordingly. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.